Hey guys, this is Andy from The New Divide, and we are with Patrick in Roskilde. Roskilde?
That's right.
Denmark. He's actually from America, but we just Googled this shop. We just Googled any coffee shop near where we were. We're playing tonight in a place called Kresse, and we found this shop, which is an awesome little find. And we asked Patrick if he could kind of show us around. Where are you from originally?
I grew up in Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
In the US. I've lived in quite a few different places, and the last 15 years of my life has been here in Denmark.
Wow. So you speak good Danish?
I speak pretty good Danish.
What was the hardest word to learn? Like,
they were all the hardest word to learn. Danish is not
such a strange language.
Not an easy language to wrap your head around. But I'm married to a Danish woman, and together we started this coffee roastery. We've been sourcing fair trade, fairly traded and organic coffee for 10 years now.
Wow.
We started up out in the country here, and because we live here, we grow a lot of our own food, and we put a lot of focus on quality food things and organic production of stuff, and we want that to go through to other products that we consume, and coffee was a good focus for like trying to work within alternative international trade structures to try and help give people who are growing coffee a chance to sell their coffee for a better price and actually live from the work they're doing.
Yeah, so that's cool. You're one of the guys that was working here mentioned you do almost like a direct trade, but you're in a cooperative?
We do some direct trade. It's hard to put it into a box with many labels, but we work, generally we work with a group of other roasters in Europe, France, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and us in Denmark, and there's about 8 of us, and we all have roasteries kind of this size, more or less, a little bigger, a little smaller. And we share imports, and we share traveling. So each of us travels at least once a year to a producer country and visits. This year in December I was in Ethiopia. I've also been in Kenya and Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador.
Just visiting the farms?
Visiting the farms, learning about what it's like to grow coffee, also focusing on getting quality coffee, and perhaps in a longer-term relationship with the co-ops, we want to try and ask them for specific things if they can provide us with this level of quality. But we also want to ask them what they need to continue doing what they're doing.
Continue supplying.
That's huge. It's a big job, but that's taking place kind of in the background to running a small business. And the small business part of it fills up 99% of what we're doing.
Especially in Denmark, I think running a small business is a lot different than in America.
I think so. There's different market, there's a different way of approaching it, the costs are different, there's really a lot of high...
And your taxation is different?
Taxation is different, 25% sales tax on everything, including foodstuffs. Well, but should we have a quick look around?
Give us a tour and show us maybe some of your
Basically, you walking into the roastery now. We got we make to-go coffee drinks, so people can come by and get a coffee to go. But otherwise, mostly the focus is on production. And with production, I mean, let's go ahead and have a look at the green beans. So this is like our warehouse where we have our what you call green beans, and that from the different countries we get coffee from. And what we do basically is the sourcing takes a lot of time. We try and find quality beans that are organically certified and fairly traded. It's not certified fair trade, but it's traded in a direct way, or a way where the price is at minimum international fair trade standards or higher, generally higher. Then we take the beans and we roast them on this machine, which is roasts 15 kilos.
Oh, that's a big roaster.
More than 30 pounds. Yeah, it's small by industry standards.
Really?
Right? It's just the right size for us. We roast basically 5 days a week, but we don't have to roast all day, every day. This way we can also do really freshly roasted coffee, and fresh roasted coffee you get a lot more flavors in it. After coffee is roasted, it tends to lose its aroma with time. As the different what do you call it? the aromas are escaping now. And I know some of these terms in Danish better than English now. Volatile compounds leave the coffee and they take with them the good flavors.
Right.
And so if you're closer to the roasting date, you generally have a better taste with some exceptions.
Right. Okay. So what would you say, because you probably started not on this scale, what would you say to someone who's maybe even learning to roast at home on a popcorn roaster or anything?
Yeah.
What's like one really vital element that gets overlooked or missed?
Let's see. Well, a basic thing is cooling down at the end of the roast. When you choose to end your roast, you have to be able to stop the process. So like, I know when I was just playing around on a kind of casual basis roasting, you think, oh, now it's done. But if you can't cool the coffee quickly at the end, then it continues developing after you stop the heat process. So that's kind of a basic thing. But the actual roasting itself is an art form, and it's hard to pick one element.
Right, yeah.
But I would say pay attention to the overall time of your roast and try and hit something in a window that you're satisfied with, often between 10 and 15 minutes. Yeah. And then listen for the cracks. Yeah. There's 2 times in the roast, or 1 time when it cracks before it's medium roast. Huh. And then when you hear that, you got to be pretty fast on getting it out. And if you want it to be dark roast, then you're waiting for about 2 more minutes, and then there's a second crack.
Interesting.
And if you go much beyond that, your coffee's really burned.
Yeah.
So you got to be thinking about what you want to look for before you start your roast, so you can pull it out at the right time.
Well, thank you, Patrick, for taking the time. We have to actually go and set up for a concert that starts tonight. We're in Roskilde, Denmark, with Patrick at Just Coffee. We highly recommend coming here if you're in this part of. This is Zealand?
This is Zealand, yeah.
Zealand.
This is Zealand, yeah.
Kind of to the eastern part of Zealand.
Yeah. Near Copenhagen. We're only about 30 minutes from Copenhagen right now.
Awesome. So we're close. You can just fly into Copenhagen and come see him.
Yeah. Have a great time.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Okay. Thanks for letting us see your shop.
Take care.
Cool. Yeah. We'll see you next time.